Hey friends, my name is Julie.
And I'm Daryl.
Welcome back to our farm. It's been a minute since we've been on YouTube, so we figured it might be time for a bit of a reintroduction video.
We're going to tell you how we got to where we're at, what we do here, and hint at what might be in the future.
Currently, we are the owners and operators of Redtailed Farm in southeastern North Carolina. It's a small, diverse livestock farm, and we sell mostly through our area's local farmers markets. Hi, sweetie.
We do a variety of products. We do chicken, eggs, pet milk, pork, goats, and lambs. I hope you hope.
So this farm started in 2015, but my story goes back a little further than that. So when I was a child, I was obsessed with animals. I still am. And I was lucky enough to have a dad that would take me to see animals anytime I wanted. So every weekend we'd go to some farm, zoo, nature center, anywhere that I could interact with and learn about animals. When I got a little bit older, I took horseback riding lessons and enrolled in a bunch of classes. In high school and college, I worked in veterinary hospitals as an assistant and then later a technician. And in college, I studied animal science. I got my bachelor's degree in that. I was kind of on a pre-vet path at the time. I decided not to apply to vet school, but I did go into research instead. So I worked for a contract research company for a little while, but I wasn't there for very long before the big pharmaceutical company Pfizer came in and recruited me and a bunch of my coworkers. So I ended up working for them, mostly in vaccine research for the next 10 years, and kind of got swept up into that career. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I love science. I love research. I worked with some fantastic people, but in the end, it really wasn't what I wanted to do, and it didn't satisfy my desire to work with animals, which was really what I always wanted to do. In 2013, I actually walked away from a very good career with Pfizer and became an intern on a couple of small farms. First in a large organic vegetable farm in California that also offered an agricultural school. So that was an intensive learning program for a couple months there. And then I worked at a sheep dairy and creamery where I learned to milk sheep on a commercial scale and make cheese. So that was awesome. That was in Washington State. And then I came all the way across the country to North Carolina, specifically to apprentice at Fickle Creek Farm, which is a great diverse livestock farm that I had read about. It's run by two agricultural professors at the time, and so it was a great learning opportunity. I spent a year there learning from Noah and Ben, and fell in love with North Carolina while I was here. I also met another intern at the farm there. His name was Greg. We became really close friends and had very similar goals as far as the type of farm that we wanted to run. So we ended up in 2015 buying this property that we're on now together. Greg has since moved on to another career, but he really helped get this farm running for the first 5 years. In 2016, I met Daryl. In 2019, we were married. So he kind of got roped into the whole farm business, but he can kind of tell you his story from here.
So for me, I'm from a small town in northern Arizona called Heber and Overgard. I did various jobs there through my adolescence, logging, running around in the woods. My first exposure to agriculture was in high school when I was part of the Future Farmers of America program. That gave me an introduction into this, but I never thought it was going to be my career. I had a complete other path that I was taking. I wanted to go into the military. So at the age of 18, I joined the United States Marine Corps, went to boot camp in San Diego. And then after that, I spent 2 years in Okinawa and then got transferred out here to North Carolina at Camp Lejeune. I was an active duty Marine for 8 years, did 2 combat tours to Iraq, did some other deployments during that time. I left active duty in 2007 and then immediately turned right back around and became a contractor for the Marine Corps and did another 8.5 years of deployments. I deployed twice with the 26th MEU and then spent a year in Afghanistan. After that, I spent a couple years doing IT, system administration type jobs, and that's around the time that I met Julie in 2016, and because I could lift heavy things and run a chainsaw, it worked out pretty well. And I've been a part of the farm ever since.
Yeah, I think you moved in 2017, and were pretty much a part of the farm team from day one. When Greg stepped away, you were really crucial in kind of keeping things running because you were able to do a lot of the heavy physical labor and mechanical things that are not my forte. So I handle pretty much all the farm business stuff. I handle all the animal decisions, all the marketing decisions, veterinary care, you know, decisions about the land. Hi, Bliss.
Hi.
There are a lot of things that I am not good at. Vehicles frustrate me.
Building structures.
Yeah, not my thing. So it's great to have somebody with complementary skills. I think we're both really good problem solvers, and we're both very resilient people. So we work through anything we encounter really well together. Hi, Bliss. Are you taking over with your big butt? This is Bliss. She's one of my dairy goats.
New dairy goats.
Yeah.
If you've been watching the channel for any length of time, you know some of our old girls, they're still around, they're still being milked, they're still producing babies, they're still our favorites. But we've added a couple additions since last time we posted, and this is one of them.
Yeah, this is Pure Bliss. She's a purebred Nubian. She's only 2 years old, and she's been a great addition to the herd. So the farm has really evolved over the years. In the beginning, we really focused on egg-laying chickens and pigs for pork. We raise our pigs in the forests. I think we produce a really nice product. But I think the lure for a lot of people when they get into homesteading or small farming is you want to try a lot of different things. So we really knew that we wanted a grazing animal, and so we invested in sheep pretty early. So that herd has gone from, I think we started with 3, we got up to like 120 at one point, and now we've downsized to 22. So that's kind of had its own evolution there. And then we kind of, same thing with goats. I think we started with like 3 or 4 just for some brush clearing. We have quite a bit of wooded area on this property and quickly fell in love with them, as you do. Goats are incredibly personable and trainable, and yeah, they quickly became my favorite, and they still are. So the farm has slowly moved more and more towards incorporating the goats and making them a profitable enterprise, which they definitely are at this point. So we still have the egg-laying chickens. We still do pigs for pork. We do quite a bit of chicken for meat chickens.
So many meat chickens this year.
That's probably our most profitable enterprise, honestly, but very labor intensive, especially on the back end because we process all our chickens on farm. But the goats offer 2 products. We get milk. We do raw goat's milk under a pet milk license here in North Carolina. And then meat, of course. And then they're also just great enjoyment for us, entertainment. For visitors, or if we do tours, people always want to interact with and see the goats.
And we haven't posted much this year because we were super busy. Super busy. We went a little bit harder into the meat chickens, the broiler chickens this year, and they took a lot of our time because we did our own processing, and they did bring in a significant paycheck.
It's definitely worth it, but to be honest, we kind of burned ourselves out. And my next video is going to be more about kind of what our summer was like and what we're dealing with on that end. I think it's a common thing for people that get into farming, and maybe, you know, when you're first getting in, something you don't think about. So we'll be talking about that in the next video. And then we're looking forward to the future. We've got some big plans ahead, and
big changes. Yeah, big changes.
And we'd really like to bring you guys along and teach you as much as we can along the way.
So for those longtime viewers, thanks for sticking with us while we took a little break and focused on our farm. We are going to get back to this on a pretty regular basis, and I hope you enjoy the journey that's getting ready to happen.
As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
It's mostly Bliss's butt, but that's okay.